This is my 2023 Honda Pioneer 520 on 30's. Oh my goodness, what is going on today? So my nephew came over the other day and helped me mount up these 30's on 14's for the Honda Pioneer 520, and we went ahead and put them on with the spacers. Still has the 1.5 inch spacers from the previous video, so they fit all right, but when you turn a certain amount, they start to get into the back of the tire there. I think everything's fine back here. So what I need to do is I need to move the control arm from here and move it over here. So instead of being on this side of this bracket, move it over to this side of this bracket. And that should give us room. Okay, so I went ahead and moved the upper control arm from here to here in front of this factory bracket. And I did the same on the lower, moved it ahead to the front of the bracket. And welding another bracket here to support the front of this, so I'll probably have to do that. But for now, I'm just moving things over and seeing how it fits. The CV axle still looks pretty straight. Sheesh, oh my goodness. So I moved the arms forward and we got this much room here now. Before, the steering it would start rubbing right about there. Now it can go pretty much full lock, I guess. Yeah, now it can steer full lock, so that's handy. Still have the 1.5 inch spacers on there. The shock bolted on with one bolt right now, or one side of the bracket right now. But that's what she looks like. Looks like she's gonna work with the 30's. Actually, it's like just enough. It's just enough. So there's room there, but just enough room. Yeah, that's what she's looking like. Oh my goodness. When I fit the tire, it does fit and it does steer, gives me all the clearance I need. But I need to build a tab for the front here to support the A-arm better and properly again. So I'm making up some tabs here. This is the rear lower and the lower frame section. So it just sits on the square tube of the frame back there. On the front upper here, I've got this one, and it's same thing, gonna drill a hole through here for the bolt and weld it around the frame here. So it's gonna go, the frame is just long enough to do this. And the bottom one, I haven't got it 100% figured out yet, but I think what I'm going to do is just go flat on the end of the frame here. This is the accessory bumper, and I installed it when the machine was almost new. And it was not easy getting it on, so I'm not really looking forward to that. But I think the new lower mount is just gonna go flat here. And this is what I'm working on right now. So the A-arm used to be here in this pocket, and I moved it forward, so I've needed to create these new tabs to support the front of that. And the same thing back here, just moved everything forward that much. And we got pretty much all these parts made up, all these pieces made up. So I made up tabs back there. At first I had made up tabs all the way around, but I decided to go with one piece all the way across the front on the lower here. And then I did the same thing back here on the upper rear. I put a angle iron all the way across like that. I'm using this alignment tool, these dowel rods or whatever, to keep everything all lined up before I commit to it and weld it in or whatever. So I think next thing I'm gonna have to do is take the paint off of here so I can weld these in. Jeez, oh my goodness. Got her all together, got her all welded up. So we've relocated the factory A-arms forward, and that gives us more space behind the tire there. And then we had to make some more tabs up because when you move it forward, there's nothing here in the front. So I made these ones up, welded them in. This one bolts in and it goes all the way across like a frame stiffener. And same with the rear upper. It's actually a channel, like an angle iron, and it goes all the way across to the other side. It's welded in. You can see back here where the A-arm used to be, the old A-arm pocket there. So they sell forward arms, like kits, aftermarket arms that are forward. They give you this clearance, but what I've done is I've taken the factory arms and just moved them forward. And there's just enough space on the frame rails to do this, because the end of the frame rail is here, and that's where I've added this tab here. So it's just enough space, but it gives you nice clearance for oversized tires. Especially behind the front tire seems to be the common space. Now this is like factory suspension, no lift kit, factory A-arms on 30's on 14's. These tires stick out a little bit more because I've got the 14-inch wheels now. I had put on the 1.5-inch wheel spacers before the 30's, but now the 30's stick out a little bit now. So I don't know, it does throw a little bit of mud up the sides. I could take the wheel spacers off now with these different wheels. These different wheels have a little different offset, but I have the all four wheels the same size and all four tires the same size, all four wheels the same offset, so I can rotate them if I want to. So that's a handy, that's a square setup, so it's pretty handy. You could rotate them if you wanted to. It's the same tire as I had on the 26's. These are the Victory 4Runner from Royal Distributions. Victory 4Runner. It's a UTV tire, 30x10 on 14. So they're all 30 and 10-inch wide, all four of them. And the wheels are 14x7 on the 4x110 bolt pattern. These are ITP steel wheels. They're a little bit heavy, but they're very rugged. rugged. So I've just done a spacer adapter on the shock, so I made it solid here and then just relocated the shock back here on a stud. That's kind of similar to the Firebird and Camaro, like the 84 Camaro I have at home has a setup like this in the rear. So I think it'll work, and that's what this one looks like. The rear upper, it's an angle iron. It goes all the way across like a frame stiffener, and it's welded in. You can see where it used to be and where it is now. This is where it used to be on the front, and this is where it is now. And the rear lower is all welded in. I just made a tab for that one. I made tabs for all of them, but then I decided to do some stiffeners on the front lower. It goes all the way across, and the rear upper, it goes all the way across. So these are this is 3/16, 2" by 3/16, these tabs, and this one is 3" wide, and it's 3/16 thick. You can get from Home Depot. It goes all the way across. I drilled some holes in the frame and the diff bracket. It bolts in, and the rear upper is 2" by 1/8 angle iron, and it's welded in. You can get that at Home Depot as well. I can't remember exactly how wide these are. I measured them across, but this one's like 20 inches across, and I think this one's like 18 inches across. And originally I had just made up these little tabs to go down here and at the back, but ultimately I decided to do the frame stiffener because I noticed that when you move the A-arms forward, I just had them bolted in there with the front side of the tab. I noticed that the rear tab would actually flex a little bit, so I went ahead and made the stiffener piece that goes all the way across instead of just the tabs. Not sure if that's necessary or not, but it's in there. So I've taken her for some good rips, and the wheels fit good. They clear everything now. The only thing I've noticed is when you move the A-arms forward, you have to do an alignment on it, and just the tie rods are on a little bit of an angle now. It's not really a huge deal for an off-road vehicle, but if I could find some offset tie rods or something, that might be the icing on the cake for this project. But for now, that's what it looks like.